guys, welcome into week number 1 of season 14 of the Gold Series. I am owner and founder of Project Racing Association, B-Dog Forever 06, and alongside me is a good Silver Series driver, Leetzman. What's going on, man?
Oh, it's going, man. Kind of bummed on what happened today, but hey, looking to rebound tomorrow or next week.
Yeah, most definitely. I saw what it's about. It's just rebounding. Sometimes, stuff doesn't go your way, but you just can't hang your hat on it because if it transfers over to next week, then you're in trouble. But anyways, guys, if you already tuned in, you have noticed that we've raced the same 2 tracks for bronze and silver this week, and that will be the trend for Gold Series as well. We will be running Bloomfield for 40 laps and Pine Hills for 15. So appreciate everybody tuning in. Right now we are in qualifying. We have 14 drivers qualifying and only 13 spots, so one driver will not get the chance to race.
So, B-Dog, while we wait, who I know you had on the podcast who your pick was, but just to go over it again, who do you see taking the dub on Bloomfield today?
Well, who would I pick versus who I see taking the dub is two different things, because you got to be strategic on your picks during the podcast, because if you pick somebody, you can't pick them again for the rest of the season. But I think honestly, I think it's going to be Frylock W. I know Wired's up there in first place right now in qualifying, but we'll have to see how he performs being up there in the front.
Awesome. Going in for the gold, I'm going to have to go with the guy that's number 1 on the leaderboards. He knows what it takes to obviously set the fastest lap, at least leaderboard time-wise. So I'm looking to see if he can put it down in a race, which is D. Westberg.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I love D. Westberg. I love D. Westberg, and I think he's very talented. But look at Sacro as well. Look at just the top 3 times. They're within a thousandths of each other.
Well, I'm currently not in there to where I can see it. So
that is true. So you will be getting in here very shortly. So the driver that did not make race number 1 will be unknown and fast. He will be having to leave out of the lobby, and then we will get you into the lobby. So I'm going to post in the Discord for you to see the order. Let me give you your access that you need. And then, okay, not even in that. So that will be the starting lineup there. So unknown and fast is left, so you should be able to get in here.
already I'm join up.
Once again, guys, we will be running 40 laps around Bloomfield, so it will be interesting to see how these drivers will fare against one another. Will they give each other enough room? Will they be aggressive? Who knows?
Yeah, I know in the Silver Series, for the amount of laps that I got to race in, I don't know if it was just the damage since we were running realistic or not, but it seemed like there wasn't a lot of aggressive driving. So I'm curious to see how Gold plays out, because they are running normal damage, correct?
Yes. So yeah, Gold is running normal damage. Silver Series is the only series that is running the realistic damage model, and that is because the majority of the Silver Series drivers chose to race chose to vote to race in the realistic. So each series had their own vote of 3 things. It was if they want single fire or double fire starts and restarts, if they want realistic or normal damage, or lastly, if they want to, what was the last one? Oh, one tally or instant caution. So we'll be running a tally system on normal damage, and yeah, and we'll have double file restarts as well. So I want to pull up the leaderboard here. So D West did get first place with a 13.553, which is a freaking rocket of a time. Sacro, who won this race in the Silver Series, will also be on his outside. So Sacro's coming in off of 40 laps already tonight here.
Yeah, I'm so glad he decided to run the season. I know before it started, he made up his mind that he wasn't going to run, and then last minute he registered, and here he is racing in gold. So I think that was a pretty smart choice by his part to decide to run this season.
Yeah, he's going to be tough to beat. He had a first and a third, so that's a really good opening point. So, to set the tone for the season, you got to have a good week one, or else you're just playing catch up for the rest of the season. But I don't know, since we have the playoffs, everything resets after that 10th race. So I mean, the regular season still does count a lot. You got to be able to perform during the regular season and set yourself up to even make the playoffs. But him starting on what I call the preferred lane, the outside lane, well, I don't know. I think on starts and restarts I like the lower lane, but once I get going I would prefer the outside lane, because when you're on the lower lane on the starts and restarts, you got the opportunity to really pinch a driver where you need them to be pinched. You kind of run them out of room and stuff like that if you need to. Not really necessarily dirty, but choose it. And I think we are under green. We were supposed to go one more lap, so I guess we're running 41 laps tonight. So,
yeah, I agree with you on that one. Being on the outside on the starts and restarts, I got to bear witness firsthand. Being on the outside is not the best place for starts and restarts. It's kind of like Kingston. Once you're on the outside, you just kind of get shuffled either off the track or to the back pretty quickly. But then once you get clean air, definitely want to be on that outside.
So we went a lap early, and Sacro dropped all the way back to 13th. So I don't know if... I'm not really too sure why we went a lap early on there, but obviously Sacro wasn't ready because he dropped from outside pole to dead last. So, and we already got a guy.
And Wired and W got into it a little bit. I am riding on I think I can W for now. It actually shocked me when I seen the placement, and he must have just not had a good qualifying time or qualifying session, because he's normally up at the top of the pack, and then this race he was further down. So decided to hop on him, and that was a good choice. I got to see a little bit of action.
Yeah, so D. Westberg was able to get out to an early lead. He's got Frylock right on his bumper, so it depends on how bad Frylock wants to press the issue. We know how fast he is here. And so we'll see.
We got a three-way battle going on between Squeller, Wired, and I think I can W. And Squeller's he went ahead and pushed himself down a little bit. Smart choice. And they've made it a complete lap, 3 wide. Very surprising. And Squeller starts to go off the track a little bit, but regained.
Yeah, so W being back here in 7th is really interesting. He probably didn't get the best restart. Who knows why? Normally he's one of the guys that's up in the front contending. So I'll have to. That start was pretty. It even caught me off guard. So I didn't even. Yeah, but anyways, yeah, W's in 6th right now. We got 7th place is just a cluster of 7 drivers. 7th place is 7th place right now. I don't even know Colt Chevy is. Colt Chevy's fighting for his life right now.
And I do just want to point out, I don't know if you touched on this or not, but this is, I believe, the first season in PRA that Silver Series champion and Bronze Series champion are all racing in gold, right along with the Gold Series champion. and the Bronze Series champion, and Dees Kurds is currently in third place. Um, Definitely must make him feel pretty confident to be sitting third behind Fry and D. Westberg right now, and in front of Zuris. So uh, I can only imagine what he's feeling right now.
Yeah, most definitely. We got the Bronze Series champion, which is D. Kurge. Colt Chevy is this Season 13 Silver Series, and then W is a Season 13 Gold Series. So all these guys were good enough during the off season, during the preseason, to have their name called, and for the Gold Series. And D. Kurge, he was a Bronze Series champion last year. He's running top 3 right now. Zuris is a former Gold Series champion, and he's leading him right now.
And it's shockingly enough, me and Zuris ran a practice session yesterday, and I didn't notice until like towards the end, but he was running full armor on Bloomfield on his rammer, and he was hitting 13.5s with no armor. So I'm excited to see if he can improve from the number 4 spot running no armor this time around, being a lot less lighter than what he was running yesterday during the practice session.
A bunch of these guys have like their own styles of doing things. Some like armor, more horsepower. They want that extra weight. Some guys want to make it as light as possible, and not have as much power underneath the hood. And honestly, I think it's really just personal preference of how you like to drive the car.
And I am sitting back on 11th place, watching Ty Hard and Spider Monkey. They were having a battle there for a while. It seems like Ty Hard has now jumped out in front. So I'm looking to see if Spider's trying to make a dive in and was unsuccessful. Is there anybody you're watching right now?
I'm on Beast Brag right now just because he's tail end of the lead lap, and I'm kind of looking behind him to see where the leaders are. So he's got about a full corner until the leaders catch him. So I don't know if he is going to catch him unless he wrecks. I just don't think. But I'm looking around at all the action on the track, and yeah, the leader has he's about a straightaway or a corner away from catching that 13th place guy. But there's really not any battles going on throughout the field. I feel like everybody just figured out where they wanted to be and parked their butt where they're at. Zuris, if I had to bet money, Zuris is going to get that 3rd place by the time this race is over, just because how he preys on individuals at this track. I remember last year, the season opener, he passed W. He just basically hawked W like he's hawking D's Kurz, and then found out where he was weak and made his move.
Yep, and something he was telling me when he was kind of going through and coaching me, he says he loves ovals. He said the biggest thing is consistency, and that's something he said that he feels that he has on this track. So I'm definitely looking at that. If D's Kurz kind of falls out of line, I could definitely see Zuri's taking that number 3 spot. Just a second ago, I went through the pack and I noticed Squeller _22 so far has the fastest lap with a 13.532. So that's pretty cool. He is currently sitting in 9th place, so I'm looking to see him catch up to Wired and Colt Chevy, which are currently battling. And as the drivers know, once 2 people start battling, they automatically slow down. So it's going to give Squeller a chance to possibly pass both of them.
I'm just looking through the field here and just seeing the talent that we have. We have D. Westberg, who's a Silver Series champion. Millsy was also a Silver Series champion. Colt Chevy was a Silver Series champion. Dees Kurge was a Gold Series or a Bronze Series champion. We got W, who is a Gold Series champion, and we got Squeller, who has won a championship in PRA before. Ty Hard is a Baja Bash champion. So it's just ridiculous the amount of talent that we have in this lobby. But we have coming up on 5 laps to go here. We will have a official caution-free race as we're popping on board with D. Westberg. he is catching up to the back of B. Sprague for that lap traffic. So blue flag is out for old B. Sprague. I don't think he's going to play into anything. I don't think D. Westberg's even going to have a chance to catch him. D. Westberg's checked out and looks like he's going to lead from wire to wire there.
Yeah, like I was going back before the race, I just, with Westberg holding the world record time on this track on the leaderboards, it's kind of hard not to lean with him. Obviously, he's a master of this track. And, he won pole position and hasn't looked back since. So, I'm surprised W wasn't up there with him. But I think it's all going to change come Pine Hills. I know Bloomfield ovals isn't everybody's cup of tea. And like you mentioned before, we have Sprague and Sacro that just ran 45 laps on this track. Not even 30 minutes ago. So fatigue was probably setting in for them.
And I just want to point out that D. Westberg has won race number 1. He has led it from flag to flag in a dominating fashion. So congratulations to D. Westberg for being the first winner of season 14 for the Gold Series. If we can get D. Westberg up here in the booth, Leachman, we'll give him a quick interview. That way he can get ready for race number 2.
Yep, I am working on getting him up here right now. The invite has been sent. The man of the hour. How's it going, Westberg?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Pretty good.
That's awesome, man. What were your thoughts? Seeing you got pole position, what were you expecting going into this race tonight?
I knew I had a shot at the pole. I knew there's probably about 5, maybe 10 guys that could have gotten the pole, and that's obviously a huge advantage at this track. But even with that, I still almost made a mistake. Right early in the race, I almost went off the track and probably got right back on my bumper. But fortunately, I was able to escape.
Nice. I mean, that just shocked me. You said you almost made a mistake. That's something you never do.
Make plenty of mistakes.
I guess I'm just not up there with you to see them. B-Dog, do you have anything you wanna ask him?
I feel like the Silver Series champion held his own weight. He's fitting in fine here in the Gold Series, and I don't expect anything less from you, D. Westberg, for the remaining part of this season. I feel like you're going to be a very strong contender, especially in the C class, and good. I'll be very happy to see Zuris and W not dominate every week. Love them both, but let's get a third winner in there, and that's exactly what you did. So congratulations. You put yourself down in the record books, and I'll be happy to watch you here at Pine Hills duke it out.
Congrats, man.
Pine Hills isn't going to go quite as well, but thanks.
Hey, it's anybody's game, man. You proved it just on Bloomfield, so just go out there, give it your all, and put on a show.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. Have a good one.
Good.
All right, guys. That was race 1 winner, D. Westberg. So he's first winner of the season. He is the points leader right now. So we're going to have 14 people qualify 5 laps around Pine Hills. Unknown and Fast did not qualify for the first race. However, he will be loading in for 15 laps if he qualifies for 15 laps at Pine Hills. But right now we're going to be having a 5-lap qualifying session. One driver will not make it in.
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting W to make a comeback on this track. I've been with him in the practice lobbies. this dude is just blowing out the times. I mean, I think he hit a 13.2, or not a 13.2, a 43.2 at one point. I'm pretty sure. So he's definitely fast enough. Uh, I really expect him to get this pole position going into this race. What about you, B Dog? Who do you see? Who do you see getting pole?
I'm going with W, just because he's the GOAT for a reason. I mean, the NA GOAT. Obviously, the GOAT of Wreckfest is Yoshi, but I feel like the fastest guy in North America, we got him in PRA. So I mean, it's. I think it's just gotta be W.
Yep. I mean, I would love to put up another name, but Zuri's is going to be one to give him a challenge. But for qualifying, I haven't seen anybody put up a faster time than he has so far, at least not in the rammer. But once that green flag starts waving and it's race time, it's anybody's game at that point. One mess up and they're right there on your bumper. So I'm definitely excited. I see Zuri's giving him a run for his money on this one.
Well, I mean, last season it was them two guys. It was the W and Zuri's show. So I want to know who's going to take the cake this season. However, looks like we're getting ready to.
Well, I made my picks for Gold Series winner this year. I got to go with my man, my rival, and he's not outrunning me. I'm being gold at some point this season, but I'm picking Deeds Curtis to win it all in gold this year. I'm going out on a limb. The dude has got insanely fast towards the end of last season and into this season. He's actually gotten the best of W a few times, so he's definitely capable of it. I mean, I got him, right there with him all season long. So it's going to be interesting.
As the times roll in right now, we got 9 people that's crossed the line, 10 people that's crossed the line. So W just ran 4/10 quicker than anybody else on the circuit. So it is early, but wow.
Yeah, he was telling me that he had that line where you go over the rumble strips. He said he figured it out, and once you master something, it's like riding a bike. You never forget it. So I was expecting him to pull the fastest time. If someone pulls it out from underneath him, I will be shocked.
I want to see. I think I know what you're talking about. Coming out of the last corner, there is a where you can hit the rubble strips just right, and it basically just turns your car for you.
Yep. I mean, it's a 50-50 chance. If you don't hit it correctly and you go for that, it will throw your car into the guardrail on the other side of the road. So it's a risk/reward. If you want to chance it, by all means, but you have that possibility of hitting the wrong spot and shooting your car across and possibly wrecking out.
So I want to pop on board with a person that's on the bubble right now, and that would be Spider. He has a 55-1 right now. He's going to have this lap and the next lap to be able to break into the 54s. And Spider, he's one of the fastest guys on the game as well when it comes to hot lapping. So this should be right up his alley. Maybe he's just trying to figure out stuff. Probably has a wrong tune in. Let's see where he's at right now. No, 54-2. So he's successfully in. All right, let's see where Millsy's at, because now Millsy is on the bubble. He is on his final lap right now. It's either going to be him or Sacro making it in. We're going to get a chance to see.
That's you were saying that about Spider, and it's like, wow, the dude was hitting 53s. I mean, constant. I was chasing him in practices, so that's he must have just had a bad qualifying.
And Big Nuts Millsy was able to improve his time there. So Squeller is now on the bubble.
Oof.
Squeller's going to have to better his time coming out of this final corner. He gets a pretty good exit. He's giving it all he's got. I don't think that's going to be enough. So Squeller, he probably had it until he hit that pole, because once he hit the wall, it slowed him down. So Squeller will not be able to race in this race.
Man, that's tough.
But I mean, we have a playoff system. So I mean, it's not the end of the world. You miss a race, that's fine. I mean, as long as you're up front leading laps, you'll make it into the playoffs, and then it's on from there. So I think Zuri's is finishing up his lap wherever he is at on the track. Yeah.
And like what you were going back to, every series this season is completely stacked with just insanely fast people for each of their series that they're in. I mean, it's amazing. I was telling people today, I'm like, man, I'd rather sit back and watch it than be in it. This season, it's just so many fast guys. There's going to be so many good battles. I'm just excited. It's awesome.
It is awesome indeed. I hate it for Squeller.
He's a good guy. He's been in PRA for a while. He's a good mentor. Hate to see him not qualified, but use this as motivation for next week. Go out there, get in there, and get a dub.
All right, Leedsman, you should be able to join back in for 15 laps here.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but coming off of turn 3, where it's that little S jog, there's a tree that sits off to the left-hand side. That's going to be a very interesting little patch of area for this race. I know the higher up the skill level, the closer they get to that tree. And I've seen it so many times, and same as you, we've both been victims of it. Somebody's going to hit that tree tonight. It's going to be unfortunate, but it's just there. Everybody knows about it. It's just unavoidable.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, it's one of those things where it's a line you have to take to be fast, but it's also a line that will bite you in the butt. And if you're not careful, you will hit the tree. I mean, you're on normal damage, so how much can it actually hurt you? I know if you do it in a Silver Series, that's going to pretty much end your night. But like you said, these guys, I mean, they run that line very aggressively just because they are of the higher skill level.
Yep. And I know some guys are running a 5 suspension, and I know some are running a 4. That's definitely going to come into play. If somebody's running a 5 and they try to take that, they could easily get their car flipped. And we're racing C class this season, and in C class your car doesn't have as much power that it does in B and A. So once you have a wreck like that, it becomes very hard to work your way back up, especially when you got guys like Westberg, Spider Monkey, Wired Series, Frylock. I mean, it becomes very difficult to try to work your way back up.
So Teague has started the lobby, and it says he has his stuff fixed on his screen, but on my screen, it is not. So, what does it say on your screen?
For server info?
Yep.
It's saying it's 5 laps. instant reset, qualifying lap.
That's what it says on mine too. But on Teague's screen it says it's fixed, so we'll see when they load in. Guess they're waiting.
I will say, for anybody watching the stream tonight, if you are interested in joining PRA, get a hold of myself, B-Dog, or anybody that you know that's in it, and we'd be glad to get you in, help you out as much as we can, and get you racing. And we'd be glad to get you. I'm looking in here at the live chat. I guess I could take some questions from some of the viewers. Any of you guys got anything you want to ask?
I know Oscar will have something to say, most definitely.
Oh yeah, I see him in there already. Or at least Bumskag. Bumskag's in there. It does look like it's back to normal on my screen, B-Dog. What do you see on yours?
I am still loading into the lobby.
Oh, you got one of those dinosaurs, don't you?
Mm-hmm. One that doesn't shut off mid-race.
Yeah, that's I blame Wreckfest.
I blame your dusty old PS5.
That too. Yeah, I got a German Shepherd. That hair goes everywhere.
No,
man.
that's one reason I want a golden retriever, and but they shed too much. So,
with you guys in the chat, who do you guys have winning this race?
We'll see what the chat has to say.
Man, so far Oscar hasn't said anything. That is shocking. Come on, Steven.
I know. Thought Oscar's too busy taking care of the bots.
Old Stock Canuck says Frylock. Slick says Colt. Oh, there we go. There's my boy Oscar. He says Wired.
These guys are going to sort out the starting lineup. I love Wired, Frylock. See Frylock's name. Your brother says Colt, so as these guys try to get this starting order figured out.
It's going to be interesting. That's for sure. Who you gonna hop on with to start this off, B-Dog?
I'm hop on with Colt Chevy. He's right there in the 5th spot. So I mean, we'll get to see in front and well behind.
I knew I would have I knew Oscar would have something to say about me calling him by his first name.
Oh, Oscar. Yeah, I feel like for this track, you want to be on with somebody mid-pack during the restarts. That way, you can kind of see what the leaders do, and you're also able, because the middle of the pack is where the most intense stuff happens.
And there you guys see, I don't know, you said you're on Colt. They started clearing out the tires by that tree. So that's the tree we were talking about that they're going to get really close to. I'm sitting in on B Sprague.
All right.
Which is actually...
So these guys, they're going to get ready to go green here. W's on the pole. He picks that right lane, and we're underway here for 15 laps at Pine Hills Raceway. No one seems to be peeking out 3 wide. I feel like if we were in the Silver Series or the Bronze Series, there'd be multiple people doing it. But Zuri's and Colt, they will hop a little bit coming into the uphill right-hander. Everybody seems to be negotiating a little bit, but Wired and Zuri's get into it a little bit. Oh, man. And Wired gets pushed back to 10th after that. Colt Chevy sends it in.
Ooh.
All these guys are just sending it into that hairpin.
Yeah, it was. I was surprised W took the inside. I know it's a double-edged sword. If you get pushed too far in, there goes B Spragg up on two wheels. There's that tricky turn right back over there. I know he's running a 4 suspension, so maybe that's not a good tune to be running trying to do that. D's Kurds, the bronze champion, is right behind him, looking to make a run down on him.
These guys, some of them, I know the suspension runs 5 or 4 just because they want to use some of these curbs to their advantage. I think we figure out, Millsy going for a ride. He was able to save
he
it.
landed it. He must have watched Dukes of Hazzard before he raced tonight.
Yeah, we've seen some interesting saves here at Pine Hills over the course of the week, and it only tends to get more aggressive saves, I should say. I mean, we've seen one driver breakdance on top of the hood of another driver and didn't lose any position. So
that was amazing to watch. I'm sitting on Westberg. That's shockingly, he fell all the way back into 13th place. So I'm looking at him to try to work his way up. It is still early on in the race. We're only on lap 4 out of 15. And no cautions yet so far. So I'd be curious to see what Westberg can do, as we start moving forward.
I mean, look at it. Look at all these guys racing. Every single one of them is nose to tail in a straight line. So you mess up one spot. Look in this corner. Everyone's like a nose to tail. So if you mess up just a little bit, you're losing 5 to 10 spots. Like when we go to the straightaway, it looks like we're under caution. We're just single file under caution, which isn't a testament to like exactly how competitive this league is.
They all came out of that last turn beautifully. I didn't see anybody hit the wall. Zuri is now in 5th place, making a run down on Spragg. And going back to what you were saying, B-Dog, all these guys are so fast. It's going to be bumper to bumper for the most part. The only separation you're going to see from out of these guys is if somebody messes up, because this is C-Class. You hit a tire, you hit a wall, you lose speed, and you will get past if there's somebody right on your tail because of it. But other than that, this is going to be bumper to bumper racing, and this is what we love in PRA.
Oh yeah, most definitely. As you see, D's Kurtz, Ty Hard, and Wired, them guys, they're going at it right now. Wired, he had a very good qualifying run, so he has speed underneath that hood. I mean, he's running 53.9. Only 4 drivers have ran a 53 right now from the looks of it, and that is W, Frylock, Zuri's, and Wired. Everybody else is in 54, so you see, I mean, them 4 guys got some speed, so over the course of the race, they will be catching up to the field. But I do want to pop on board right here and watch this battle between Wired and D's Kurtz. And Ty Hard sends it in.
Yep, I'm on Millsy watching that 3-way battle. And firsthand Ty Hard driving school, so
we're 3
it's
wide
going to
here.
be interesting to.
Wow, 3 wide through the tightest part of the track, really, and they all make it work. I know Wired gets frustrated at Ty sometimes, and Ty is making it well known that he's not going away. And
Millsy getting a little rough in there. That's nice to see.
Yeah, I mean, Wired just went from 6th to 9th in 2 laps. So let's look. Wired's about to take out a sign.
Wired is off. Hey, he rebounded, though. He's fine. He's good.
Yeah, I think I got to stay on board right here with Wired after that. I don't know how he's going to race Ty Hard. These guys are 4 wide. They're 4 wide.
Hey, they made it work, man. They made it work.
Wired has so much speed, so I know he is extremely frustrated right now trying to get up to the front. It's just you can never...
Westberg right into the guardrail. Just lost Well, he's now back in 13th place, just off that one incident into the guardrail.
And he's going to have to climb his way back up. Here's the thing about Ty. You cannot get away from him. If he's around you, he finds a way to stay around you. And that's exactly what Wired
I agree to that.
That's exactly what Wired is experiencing. But I'm going to go up further through the field, and you see W. He has checked out, running consistent laps. Frylock is there in second. It's a pretty good battle, second on back.
Oh, yeah. And I love to see this. Last race, it was Dees Kurtz in, third place? And now in this race, you got Colt Chevy, the Silver Series champion, sitting in third place. So it's amazing. Both of last season champions making an impact week one of the season. I mean, this is awesome.
Yeah, we got B Spragg and Zuri's going hard at it. Zuri's jumps the berm and gets absolutely destroyed into the wall. You run one of those lines. That's what that's kind of what you play around with. And Dees Kurtz is looking to pounce on the opportunity of getting past Zuri's. Them two guys, they were in the same position at the oval, right next door to each other.
Yep, and it's actually reversed. It was Kurds in front of Zuri's. Now Zuri's in front of Kurds. So I'm looking at Zuri's to make a push towards the front, at least towards the end of this race. He has, he's a seasoned veteran. He has the speed. He has the knowledge. I'd say if there's a caution, I could see Zuri's making a push all the way up to the front before we know it.
These guys will have 2 more laps for a caution to happen. I don't know if we'll have any type of cautions. I mean, we really have not had any cautions tonight. I don't think so at all. So, I mean, these guys are running clean, running fast. It's the upper echelon of Wreckfest racing. You can race clean on Wreckfest. Trolls say otherwise, but it is what it is. They can go cry a river because their life is miserable and they have nothing else to do than complain about how someone plays the game. Sorry, that was B-Dog's rant of the week. Back on board, however, into the action. Frylock is in second spot right now. Let's look at these times and see who's ran 53. So we have 1 driver and then the top 5. So we have 6 drivers in the 53s right now. All of the top 5 is in the 53s. Zuri's and Millsies might as well be in a 53 because they're running 54.0 and low 54.0s as well.
Man, that's fast. I tried like heck to get into the 53s today. I mean, that's probably what killed my PS5, to be honest with you. I mean, I was grinding. I could not get it. So, I mean, that's fast. They have this track figured out. And Spider Monkey putting it into tie hard just a little bit, just saying, hello, I'm here. You're not getting away.
Yeah, I know. This has to be kind of a frustrating race there for Wired. Had top 3 speed, get shuffled back, and the starts for the Gold Series really is the most important part of this series because that is when you're going to get a lot of positions because everybody is so equal in time. You're not really going to run down somebody like you would in the Bronze or Silver Series unless that person makes a mistake. That is the only way you're going to run down somebody. And Wired's trying his best to run down Sacro and Unknown and Fast, and those are 2 guys that are you're not going to run down easily.
No, you are not.
And we're going to be green to the end officially after that caution. After we hit lap 12, so we're on lap 12 right now. Officially, it'll be a caution-free race. We'll just go ahead and look through the field here.
I've hopped on board with these Kurds. So far, it's the closest battle between him and Zuri's. Zuri's is starting to pull away a little bit. We'll see. I'm going to be looking to see if these Kurds kind of gets a little pushy on one of the turns.
I'm looking at Frylock here and Colt Chevy. Colt Chevy is running down Frylock. It seems like it. I feel like Colt is the shocker of the season so far. And I know we're only in week 1, but I did not expect him to do as well as he has been here at Pine Hills, running with some absolute legends of the game.
Well, like the trunk of his car says, "Try me. Let's get smashed."
I love it. Love that paint scheme. Now, Oscar said Millsy has one of the best paint schemes. Let's go ahead and look at Millsy's paint. All right, well, Oscar just trolled me. Anyways, going back on board to the front of the field, we got some side by side action with Sacro and Unknown. Unknown gets pushed out to the barriers.
Oh, he saved it. Oof.
That wall comes up
that was
quick,
close.
but I hear the Jaws music playing right now, and it is Wired with 2 laps to go. He can see 7th place. He can taste 8th, and he's about to eat 9th. With 2 laps to go, Wired wants a piece of this pie, and that orange and purple car is looking like his flavor.
Yep. And like we were going back and saying earlier, one little mess up and you lose so much speed. So we just seen Unknown hit the tires back there. I definitely see Wired getting him on one of these turns coming up.
I want Wired to send it in deep. I want him to make it 3 wide as these 2 guys are battling.
There we go.
Wired's able to get to the left side of Unknown, and fast is Unknown going to pinch him? Nope.
There he goes. Oh,
Unknown gave him the room that he needed to, but he also respected, hey, I got to be racing here too.
And I think Unknown just took some good lines right there. Yeah, he gave him some room, but I think he just took the safer route going out of those. We're on the last lap. And Wired has to send it in at some point.
I think once we get through the hairpin, I am going to pop on board with the race leader, and I'll let you stay on the battle between Wired and Unknown. But right here, we got to see what Wired's going to do. He's blocking that crossover.
Wired is taking it from Unknown. Wow, that was a beautiful pass. Beautiful.
So we're popping on board with W right now as he is coming out of the final corner. And I Think I Can W needs to change his name to I Can W as he cruises across the line in that first position. We have Frylock coming around in the second position, Colt Chevy in third. 4th is B Spragg, 5th is Zuri's, 6th is D's Kurds, 7th will be Millsy, 8th Sacro, 9th Wired, 10th Unknown and Fast, 11th D Westberg, 12th is Ty Hard, and rounding out the field will be Ty Hard. So Spider finishes strong.
Man, look at that lap time, 53.415. That is, that's booking it.
Yeah, he was putting down some laps. It was go time. That's the quickest time that I have seen. So we're going to get the fast man himself into the booth, and let's see what he has to say about it. As we
currently trying to find. Okay, sending out the invite now.
We'll get him in and we'll talk to him.
I'll let you go first this time. I think I stole your thunder on that last one. I'm just so dang excited being in the booth. I've been wanting to be in here for a while.
Well, in order to steal my thunder, I got to have thunder to be stolen. And I have 0 thunder to be stolen. But speaking of thunder, man, W, you sure did piss off a lot of people.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm speculating. I'm sure when you're half a second faster than the rest of the field, I'm sure you pissed off a lot of people. But that's just me trying to start stuff. Anyways, I would say what was going through your head throughout the race, but I think I already know. Probably nothing because it was a 15-lap hot lap session for you. But what was going through your head?
That I wouldn't ping out, because the previous 4 or 5 races I've raced here, I've pinged out and have many problems. So it's finally nice to get a win there.
Well, you broke your streak of pinging out, and congratulations on this. I know Leitzman will have a lot of stuff to ask.
Yeah, thank you for passing on your pinging out onto me.
No problem.
I'm hoping to pass that off to somebody next week. Going into this race, me and B-Dog, I knew you were getting pole position. I've seen you put it down in practice. I haven't seen anybody hit a time that you could hit. But going into this, who did you expect to, possibly give you a battle? Like, were you expecting one, or were you just confident and you were going into it like, I'm gonna blow everybody out?
Oh boy, you put me where if I say the wrong thing, I'm gonna sound like a douche. I had a lot of confidence coming in this race. I looked forward to having a big lead like I did today, but I think Frylock was probably the guy to watch for because I've seen some of his times were 53.7s and 53.8s. But yeah, I definitely, that was my game plan, try to get into the open space and try to leave it from there.
Awesome. Yeah, I knew, I was telling B Dog, you qualified not the best on Bloomfield, and I was shocked. I was like, wow, I've never seen that come from W. I know he's gonna make a comeback come this next race, and you did, man. Wonderful race. I mean, that's all hats off to you.
Thank you. I definitely ovals are not my cup of tea, so I was just hoping for a top five, which it was still even a struggle then. I saw Wired get almost flipped over that one time, and that really destroyed everybody's momentum there. I just happened to get caught up in it, but yeah, I'm glad I finally came back and won this one.
Well, congratulations, Mister. I think I can W. Are we gonna see you next week up here in the booth?
Man, I'm gonna try. That's for sure.
Awesome. Well, I am out of questions. I know B Dog said I had a lot, but they went out of my head because I forgot what I was going to ask.
Well, guys, if you enjoyed the stream, make sure to leave that like button, and we will see you most definitely next week for week number 2.
Yep. And B Dog, thank you for letting me come join you in the booth today. It's been a privilege. I hope I can, come back in here at